All right, welcome to the post-game pod. I appreciate the patience. Dinner with a friend, and we had all the information with Jackson Dart and Michael Trigg breaking. So this is fell behind just a little bit, but this is the pregame pod. Ole Miss a 67-56 winner over Kansas State in a game that they kind of won the first half by 6, and then they won the second half by 5. It was kind of two halves of the same game, but this is the Locked On Ole Miss podcast.
You are Locked On Ole Miss, your daily podcast on the Ole Miss Rebels, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right, welcome to the postgame pod. I am your host, Stephen Willis. Thank you very much for joining us today, and thanks for making the Locked On Ole Miss podcast your first listen every day. We are free and available on all platforms, including YouTube. Do us a favor and hit subscribe, hit like, and also, of course, hit upvote as well. I do want to tell you, it's the new year, and I'd like to tell you about New Year's resolutions and Built Bar, and if yours is about getting fit, your New Year's resolution that is, or about eating healthier, make sure you include Built Bar in your plan. Built Bar makes it easier to stick to your resolution because it tastes so good. You'll want to eat it, unlike other protein bars which can be chalky or waxy or taste like a chemical spill. You want to eat healthy, but it just gets so boring. So by week 3, you might be thinking, this just isn't worth it. Where's the chocolate? Well, Built Bars are 100% real chocolate. So here's an idea for the new year. Go to all your secret treat stashes, at home, in the pantry, in the office, in the car, wherever. Throw out all the sugary, calorie-filled treats and replace them with Built Bars. So when you're craving a treat or snack, you can reach for something that's healthy and tastes incredible. Even if you're not a huge fan of working out, you can at least eat something that tastes good and is good for you. That way, when you eat a delicious Built Bar, you can almost count it as a workout. And there's so many flavors to choose from: coconut almond, peanut butter brownie, raspberry, cookies and cream, salted caramel, milk brownie, and many, many more. In fact, Built is always coming up with new limited time flavors. So check Built.com often to see what's new. So go to Built.com, use promo code LOCKED15 and get 15% off your order. Use promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off at Built.com. All right, so Ole Miss, an 11-point victor over Kansas State. It was kind of an ugly game. It was kind of a churning game. Daeshun Ruffin grew up a little bit again. Matthew Morrell played well enough. Eric Vanderheiden got into the game and showed he actually belongs at this level. He needs to stack it on. He got 11 minutes worth of time, has 3 points, but he showed he belonged at this level, and he actually provided a little bit of a spark at times during the game. But Daeshun Ruffin was 6 of 16. He was 0 for 1 for 3. He was 5 for 9 from free throw. So the 17 points he scored could have been a little bit higher. Luis Rodriguez actually showed up this game. He kind of played a little bit outside of his skin. He played like the Luis Rodriguez we were expecting. He was 3 for 5, 2 for 3, and 2 for 2 for a total of 10 points. You know, Ty Fagan got 9. Matthew Morrell got 9. Nasir Brooks only got 6. I'm always of the opinion with Nasir Brooks, you're impressed by the athleticism, but he struggles at times to do normal center stuff. We kind of got spoiled over the years by players like Murphy Holloway and Dwayne Curtis, where the ball hit your hands. It was just there. There's kind of a weak hand situation that you're just kind of distracted by his athleticism. Really good player, but yeah, just something weird there. Jamin Brakefield, my opinion on Jamin Brakefield, is that he reminds me of a young Ansu Cisse. And by young, I mean freshman, sophomore Ansu Cisse. Not just because he's a left-handed player like Ansu was, but you can see a lot of the same qualities in his game that Ansu had to be developed to eventually become SEC Player of the Year, but it started looking a lot like this. So pay attention to what's going on. Watch Jamin Brakefield over the next couple of years and see if he develops. If they can't develop him, he's probably just going to do his 4 years and go on about his business. but he could be an NBA guy, but he needs to really develop over the coming months and years. So that's something to keep an eye on. Daeshun Ruffin, same thing. 5'9" point guard. He's probably a college player, but he could be a Devin Downey type college player. He could be the little spark plug that is extremely hard to guard. He's already putting up points. He's already scoring. He needs to improve on the defensive end. He needs to take care of the ball, and he needs to become an assist man. First and foremost, an assist man. And players, if they're hitting threes, you can really do a lot of damage. Ole Miss tonight shot 33% from behind the arc, 75% from the free throw line, and 45% overall. Kansas State struggled. 30% from 2, 30% from 3. They did shoot 87.5% from 2. Their biggest player was Mark Smith, who went for 20 and 16 in this game. That's a hefty double-double for Mark Smith. And Nigel Pack scored 18 as well. So it was one of those games where two of the big three performed not necessarily at a high level points-wise. It's not going to be like the Mississippi State game every week where Morrell scores 31 and Daeshun Ruffin scores 20. Not going to be that. But out of the big three, you got, 26, 34 points out of your big three. And that's roughly half of your total scoring. So they did about what they were supposed to do. They played very good defense. Kansas State did not shoot the ball very well, as we saw. 30% and 30% is not going to make a lot of people very happy. But the Ole Miss defense played a lot in regards to that. They were able to mix them up. There's a lot of deception with the defense. But other than, a couple of players from Kansas State, you really did not get hurt a whole bunch. There might be less football being played, but BetOnline has way more stuff to bet on this playoff season, from scored totals, player performance props, to where the next fired coach is going to land. BetOnline is the number one spot for all things NFL betting for 2022. And with the new year comes a new updated desktop and mobile website. To sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit, just use our promo code LOCKEDON to get started. And it's not just football. BetOnline's baseball, hockey, boxing, and UFC odds coverage is the best in the business. From sports right down to your favorite Vegas casino games, BetOnline is your favorite number one online wagering destination. BetOnline, the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports and play your favorite games. BetOnline, where the game starts. Now, as this goes, Ole Miss was able to get the win, and it was an earned win. It was a deserved win. It's been pretty bad over the last couple of weeks to where you might not expect that to happen, but it was deserved. It literally was. And because of that, you have an opportunity to have some good feelings. Tuesday night, Ole Miss plays at LSU. LSU's struggling a little bit. Now, I'm not saying Ole Miss is going to win the game, but this 2-game road trip is kind of important. 3 out of the next 4 on the road. It's at LSU, at Florida, which Ole Miss has already defeated, versus Alabama at home, and at Missouri. This is a big stretch because after that game, there's some winnable games that happen between South Carolina and Georgia is on the schedule. And Vanderbilt is who they close out, but they also have to go to Rupp. They also have to go to Auburn Arena. Some tough pulls. So it is what it is. But remember, the run that Coach Yo got the Lady Rebs on this year is because of the run that happened after their season last year had gotten a little bit out of hand. And they took that all the way to the Women's NIT Championship game and into this season. So it's about momentum at this point. It's about developing. It's not about getting to the NCAA tournament. It's not about getting to the NIT. It's about playing the most minutes that you can possibly play as well as you can play them. And get Grant Slatton some time. Get Eric Vanderheiden some time. And find out if they can play at this level. Eric Vanderheiden showed a little bit he belonged today. and that was very important. So Ole Miss, a winner tonight over Kansas State. Big win. Big win. Hope everybody tunes in for that. Monday, we are going to talk more Jackson Dart and Michael Trigg. So thanks for making the Locked On Ole Miss podcast your first listen every day. Like I said, Michael Trigg and Jackson Dart, and possibly a surprise visitor this week. We'll talk about that Monday morning. Now make your second listen Locked On Bets, your daily one-stop shop for all your gambling needs. Locked On Bets, hosted by your boy Q, with expert analysis and insight from Lee Sterling. It's free and available on all top platforms. Ole Miss a winner over Kansas State. Thank you very much for tuning in today, and we'll see you later.